What's crazy to me about the whole college thing is they'll pay for your tuition and then give you the rebate for the rest of the money that then just put it in your bank account. Like, yo, I remember I was in community college. My classes was 5,000. I had to take FAFSA. FAFSA is like the money you get from the government.
Yeah.
They paid the college 5,000, but they awarded me 7. So they put the other 2,000 in my bank account that I could just use for whatever I wanted. So essentially that was a loan, but I never thought about it that way. I took the money and just started spending it on anything, clothes, because I'm thinking I'm balling out. Why on earth would you give an 18-year-old college kid the rest of the money after they're done paying off the college, the rest of the money in their bank account, free and clear? Who in the world does that? So when you really think about that, they're really trying to push the debt onto you, like really. And me not even realizing that $2,000 was debt. I'm thinking it's just money that was deposited, and I'm happy. Not realizing, because I didn't have the financial literacy, like, oh, you're going to have to pay that $2,000 back plus interest, bro. You better leave that $2,000 there. You better just take that and put it and pay it. Leave it somewhere. Don't touch that money. That's not yours.
Ain't nobody tell us that.
Nobody said that to us. They just let the money go. Or they did. They actually, I'm not going to hold you. They said it to you, but you just signed the paperwork. You did no reading. You didn't read about. Okay, I'm gonna owe this $7,000. Okay, now when I graduate from college, how long do I have before I got to pay this money back? We didn't ask ourselves that question. Now, after how long I got until I got to start making those payments. Number 2, what is my payment schedule, amortization schedule going to look like? What's my interest rate going to look like? Is it going to be fixed or variable? Now that's huge. You need to know that stuff, because am I going to have a fixed rate at 3%, or do they have the ability to move that rate from 3% to 5, 6, 7% depending upon the market? That drastically changes how much money that you have to pay towards the end. So I got to ask myself all of these questions, and then after looking at all of that, let me ask myself now, based off of all the money that I owe, how much is my monthly payment going to be? Now, based off how much my monthly payment is going to be, I know that the average living expense is going to be about $2,000 to $3,000. Overall living, when I got my car, apartment, whatever the case may be, if I want to live on my own and not with my parents. So, am I going to be able to pay my student loan plus my livelihood based off of the career path that I'm taking with my job? And then let me ask myself, what is the entry-level position when I graduate from school into the career path that I'm going into? Because you're not going to graduate getting big bucks. That ain't happening. You might get an entry-level job, $20,000 a year, $25K. Lucky if you're lucky, 40, if you're lucky. So now I ask myself, after taxes, because obviously, 30, 40 grand, after taxes, that's a different story now. After taxes now, because you can go to a website and calculate how much you're going to receive on a bi-weekly paycheck. On my bi-weekly now, am I going to be able to afford the loan plus my livelihood and be able to and still be good? If you did not ask yourself all of those questions, then you signing off on a student loan, or you racking up a credit card, or getting any type of loan for that matter, even down to a mortgage, if you did not ask yourself all of these questions, you're an idiot. You just fell into the trap of this country literally robbing you for your money, and you being in debt with them for years to come, and you have no strategy of how you're going to get yourself out. You fell into it. That's how the country makes money. That's how the bank makes money. They make money off of debt. They want to leave you in debt. They make money because they make money off interest. They want you to owe. Because then it gets a little deeper. When you owe, it's harder for you to go. Think about this. Let's say I do, at one point of time, have aspirations of starting my own business, being an entrepreneur. Well, the first thing I'm gonna think about, which you should have thought about that. You should have thought about that before you did that. Now what I'm gonna start thinking about is, How much money do I need to leave my job, and can I leave my job? But guess what ends up happening? The student loan starts screaming at you in your left ear, and then your livelihood scream at you in your right ear, and you like, yo, I can't do it. I'm underwater. So it's harder for you to go. You're ingrained inside of the corporate system now. That's telling you that you can't be free and do what makes you happy. You couldn't take a pay cut if you wanted to. Take a pay cut to start your own business. You can't, because it's too much over your head right now. So like, these are things that you need to be asking yourself from a financial standpoint. These are things you need to be asking yourself well ahead of time. You know, like well ahead of time. You got to be thinking 5 years, 7 years ahead of time, not in the right now. Because you could really jam yourself up.
Definitely. And I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people with those testimonies.
Oh, statistics show it. You know, we're right now the greatest debt in the world is student loan debt right now. It's at, I think, it's like $1 or $2 trillion right now. Don't quote me on that, but I think I read that it was definitely hitting that mark. A huge percentage of kids right now are foreclosing. I mean, not foreclosing. They're defaulting on their student loans. A huge percentage. Why? Because they got a degree, and that degree holds no value anymore. Because we live in a world where, again, you gotta understand economics and financial literacy to know this stuff. We live in a world where now a degree is not important to corporate America anymore. A result is your results. Can you produce money? Can you create traction? That's what it's about. Now, back then, a bachelor's degree, you knew, okay, I can make this amount of money per year. That ain't the case no more. And not to mention now, we also have economics. We also have people that are staying at jobs longer than normal. The normal retirement age was, let's say, 62 years old. People staying at their jobs till 75. Yeah. What you think is going to now, think about that, how much drastically different that becomes if somebody stays 13 years longer than what they were supposed to. When you graduate from college at 21 or 22, the person that was supposed to be shifting out so that the next person could get promoted up the ladder, because all the ladder, now the ladder's stuck. It's being held up by the person that don't want to leave because they can't, because they don't have enough money for retirement. So now that happens, you at the bottom now, who got the bachelor's or master's degree, when at one point the guy at the top who has his is very valuable, because not to mention he has experience too, so the job really don't want to let him go anyway. So they're going to let him stay as long as they want because his experience is invaluable. So you stuck now at the bottom. They're going to pay you entry level at the bottom of the barrel. And now, since you're stuck down there, it's going to be so hard for you to reach the top because everybody else that's even above you is jammed up too. So the system right now is jammed. So unless you're coming in with a massive amount of experience, it's really a double-edged sword. Or somebody that you know. And these are all things you need to think about. And that's why I tell everybody, yo, you need to have a trade or a skill. You need to be able to have value coming into the marketplace, the workforce, wherever it may be. My skill is in sales. So I'm valuable at anywhere that I go. No matter what team that I join, my skill is in sales. Everybody needs a salesperson, somebody that can bring vision to something. Your skill is in videography, directing, storytelling. That's a skill. We need, like, everybody needs that now, especially in today's day and age. You're going to be valuable for a very long time. It's people who don't have that. They just have a simple, overall, general business degree. What is a business degree?
That's a good question.
What is that? What is it? They taught you a business degree, but yet you don't own a business, so you don't even know the real life of how it works. Of decisions that have to be made. Of knowing how to innovate. These aren't things that they teach you. Only a business owner can teach you that. A real entrepreneur who's been in the trenches can teach you that. So what is a business degree? As opposed to one who's an engineer. Those are drastically different degrees. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it's like an engineer, they hire immediately. I need an engineer. Yo, I need somebody that's going to We gotta have strategy. We gotta know what we're doing, what we're getting ourselves into.
And most of those, funny because when you say that, most of those skill jobs, even videography, they're union jobs. So you can't get fired. You got great benefits.
Worst case scenario, you know you're going to get a job, regardless of pay. You know you're secure.
Yep.
You have security, and that's important. But you see, only the skill level jobs they have security. Everybody else, they can be replaced, because once the market continues to shift and needs begin to change, because everybody's needs change on the daily, a company can drastically change the needs of the entire world. Apple did it. Amazon did it. It's shifting the needs. So once that happens now, people go out of commission. And imagine when you go out of commission, but yet your mortgage didn't go out of commission. You got a big problem on your hands. You're going to get foreclosed on, because they don't care that the world changed. Oh, you still got to pay us $1,000 a month in that mortgage, or I need that crib. And I don't care how much money that you put into the crib already as far as equity or none of that. I need that crib. Yeah, come off that joint. I'm selling it too at the sheriff's cell to the highest bidder. Done. You gotta think about those things. And that's financial literacy. That's economics. That's what we're not learning right now. And that's what and that's what Jumpin' Jack Tax, all of our professionals, that's what we're bringing into the marketplace.